Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to On the Mic with Mike, the premier business radio program around. I'm your host, Mike King. Appreciate you being here with me. The views expressed here are mine, have no connection to, support of, agreement with any other host, information or ads on the station. I don't work for the stations. My programs just air here on a daily basis. Join me as a cutting edge show. We uplift the community and we showcase RVA in a different way. You can follow me on social platforms, hashtag On the Mic with Mike, hashtag Mike King Biz. We'd like to thank our show sponsor, Tom Childry, the credit card guy, Andy Taylor and Junk Luggers, Mama Shell's Cafe, Rob White and Fast Signs, as well as a new one who's come on board. It is SD's Trucking. Okay, I'm sorry, folks. Every so often, I tell you how this odyssey began. Mike King on the radio. Got to bring in my man Bill Eastman. So that one time he said, "Hey, you want to come on the radio?" And I'm like, "To do what?" I didn't know what I was getting into. Next thing you know, almost 3 years later, seems like, here I am talking. These are the brain trusts with International Business Growth Radio. I got Bill Eastman and Donna Cundy. Welcome to the program, folks.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you.
Alrighty, so Bill, it's been a while since I talked. Donna was with us a couple months back when she was with our Veterans Summit, where we talked about business and veterans and how the two go together. Donna, thank you for that. Either one of you guys, let's go and give the 30-second elevator pitch for International Business Growth Radio, which is the preeminent source for business across the globe.
Donna, you lead.
Oh, great. Thanks, Bill.
There you go.
Yes, the Brain Trust. Really, IBGR is a network that serves business owners, investors, and B2B companies that support them. And we do that by providing live radio. We do that by providing the recorded podcasts to catch up on. And we also do monthly events that we bring business owners and investors and entrepreneurs in the same room so that they can learn and connect and to grow. And that's really our mission. Really our mission that just came out this past week or so is to end poverty. And we can talk more about that if you'd like.
No, we can definitely talk about that when we go down the road.
Right, yeah, because Donna, it's always been kind of the background, what we're doing. And we believe that the small business owner, not only creating wealth for themselves and generational wealth for their family, but as they grow their companies, create jobs. That was one of the major impacts we thought the network could have. We haven't said it because that's kind of how would you say that? That's really out there, but
it's
you know what? Why not say it? Why not say it? Because it's true.
We're claiming it. Yeah.
That is true. So give our folks an understanding of, so Bill, I know you were the guy who brought me in the radio. Donna, you guys had a partnership doing radio, and all of a sudden you had the grand idea to go global and to give business from a global perspective. Let's talk about that, because a lot of times I talk about RVA, Central Virginia, even we bring in some national folks, but you guys are working on an international scale.
Yeah, so to start with that, basically our premise is kind of like with you, Mike. You've been in business a while. You've got a military background. You got a lot of expertise. When you talk about topics, it's not theory, it's application. And so number one is everybody that's on the air, every host that we have for the 24 hours a day, 7 days a week that we do business programming are entrepreneurs. It's entrepreneurs for entrepreneurs. Everybody is a subject matter expert based on the day that they're on and the fact that they currently have a business, or they may be between them, but they've run a business before. And the idea behind it is that around the world, if you're looking to start a company or a business, we have shows dedicated to startups. We have shows dedicated that if you got it started, and really what you're trying to do is grow the capacity. In other words, you look at your company and say, we ought to be doing $1 million. We're only doing 750,000. How do I close the gap on the 250? We have shows on there. And if you're one of those people going, okay, I'm done here, whether I'm going to sip rum in Aruba or I want to sell this, invest in something else, and start another company, you want to exit, we have people who do that for a living, who have done it and do it for a living. And so you get that programming every day. And the only other thing I could add to that is every day of the week during the work week has a particular topic. We have Finance Monday, Operations Tuesday, Customer Wednesday, which is marketing, sales, service, People Thursday, hiring, and then Friday, helping business owners think more like executives so that if they want to create a multi-million-dollar company, Thinking like one is not a guarantee you'll get there, but not thinking like one is a guarantee you won't get there.
And just to add to that, we had a comment from a fourth year student at VCU, and he said, I think I might have learned more from listening to these podcasts than I have in 4 years of business school.
You guys are bringing it to the street level understanding that business owners and people can sort of understand. So Bill, let's touch on that as the business owner executive, that dilemma that some folks have. What's the idea of working in your business as opposed to for your business? Because that is something that business owners always struggle with.
Yeah, well, and you struggle with it, your business, I struggle with here. But if you're working in the business all the time, and in other words, you're doing the technical tasks that are required in your business, you're never going to have the opportunity to think bigger, to plan, to talk about where you're going to go in the future. Part of that is you need to set up processes inside the company so things are more automated and you can take advantage of basically many, many cheap platforms that work pretty well. But once you get there, somebody's still got to do the work, and this is the time when you say, hey, I've got to start hiring. In fact, we're doing that right now. We are now we're working through Virginia Career Works and Tech for Troops. Mark Casper over at Tech for
Mark.
Troops.
Yep.
Semper Fi Mark. And
that is for sure. He is a Marine all day, every day.
Well, that's true. Marines are Marines forever. But the idea here is that we want to hire disabled vets. As we begin to grow the company and we start filling positions, we want to hire disabled vets. That's who we want to have in our workforce. Now, exclusively them, no, but I think that's one thing that Donna's a vet, I'm a vet, you're a vet. That's something that we can do. But to the business owner, you got to build processes, document it on how stuff's done, and then when you hire somebody, you actually got the opportunity to have somebody do the work. Otherwise, you're going to have to handhold, and that's why a lot of owners don't do that, is they got to invest 3 or 4 months in developing somebody, and other work is not getting done.
There you go. Mike King here with Bill Eastman, Donna Cundy. They are of the International Business Growth Radio. So Bill, back in the day we were over at different stations, and you were always the nuts and bolts technical guy, which you are right now. Donna comes on board. So Donna, you're the marketing person. You're the person to put it out there, get the word out on the street. When we talk to business owners, how do you guys start from something from scratch to take it and birth it and then put it on a global platform? Because everyone has an idea. How do you make that idea come true?
Donna?
Are we talking about IBGR, or are we just talking about any business?
IBGR, but it could be so because a lot of business owners listen to us, and I say I bring on the best and the brightest, and that'd be you guys.
Yeah. We're really going bold this season now as the authority on business. And so if I'll start this off, Bill, and then you can pick it up. It does start with that idea, but just having the idea is not enough to go global or to even go local. You have to start doing work, taking actions. And I think what happens with a lot of business owners is they're asking friends and family, hey, what do you think of this idea? And friends and family are so afraid for them that they get them stuck and don't let them allow to move forward. And so what I do is at IBGRs, I'm a very much a doer. I like to get things done. And when I'm working with the talent, it's the same thing. Let's get your voice out there. Let's get your message out there. Let's create a system and a strategy so that it makes sense, not only for you and to the world, and makes it doable in small chunks. So I think that's really what it is for me, is just taking that first step and then the next step after.
Yeah. Bill, very quickly, Bill.
Yeah.
We have an idea. So I always talk to business owners about how things are going out in the street. And that's typically around Richmond, Central Virginia. What's the business climate like? And you could add this into what you were going to say. What's the business climate like on a global scale? Now that you're talking to business people, leaders everywhere.
Okay, I'll handle that second, and I'll finish up Donna's comment, is that we work from the mindset that all startup companies are experiments, not businesses. And until you prove the business idea, which means somebody wants to buy what you're selling, you don't have a business. So part of it is we help them set up a company in a way that they can test their ideas as they go, so that when they come to market, they're going to come to market fast, and they're going to have a high probability that there are buyers out there, or maybe it's a pre-sale. They've already sold it. And so therefore, now you build a company around proving the business idea, because you can say, I have a great business idea. If nobody buys it, no, you don't. Now, on the second one is one of the things that we do, I'll do a plug for the station, at 4:30 every day Eastern time, we do 30 minutes of news, and it's all economic news. So I'm doing this every day. Right now, the what's going on around the world are major inflation concerns. The United States produced a price index at 9.7, I believe. Consumer price index at 7.5. Producer is the leading indicator, and that means when the people who are making stuff you're buying, they have almost a 10% increase in what it costs them to get that stuff. As a consumer, you're paying 7% more, but there's about a 3% gap there. That is pretty normal around the world. We've been reporting a lot on Kenya and Nigeria because there's a lot of venture capital money going into those countries because they're working in Fintech, and they're around 10, 12% with the same particular issue. So what happened around the world is when governments shut down businesses or laid people off, basically couldn't go to work, they gave out walk around money. Back in your day in Philly, you remember the political machine, walk around money?
Yeah, it makes stuff happen.
That's right. So what you're doing is you have this theory that if I give people money and I create demand, then what's going to happen is they're going to buy more stuff and I can get out of the fix. Well, they didn't have the money to hand out, so they printed more of it, and that led to the inflation. And so now you've got a supply chain that's really taxed because of all the purchases, and you have inflated money. So the easiest way to look at it, if you're a business owner and you sold something for $1 last year, if you charge $1 this year, you're only going to get $92.5 value out of that dollar. So what do you have to do? I have to increase the price that I charge just to have the same margin I had last year. And this becomes a really dangerous cycle because when you do that, then what do employees want? They want more money. Mm-hmm. And so then I raise wages. Well, what happens is that when inflation goes down, wages aren't going to go down. I mean, you're paying me $10 an hour or $20 an hour because of inflation, and you go, oh, I want to take that money back. That ain't going to happen.
No.
So if we don't break this cycle, we've got some serious problems. And there are very few countries around the world right now that are not experiencing their version of it.
On the mic with Mike, ESPN Richmond, that's where we are. This is part of the Mike King Biz Radio Network, which is ESPN Richmond 106.1, 5 to 7 a.m. The Choice 105.3, 2 to 3 every day, as well as International Business Growth Radio, Saturdays at 10 a.m. That's right. I went global, but I got the icons with me right now from International Business Growth Radio, Bill and Donna Cundy. So Donna, person knocks on the door at IBGR and they want to get involved because they want to take their business to the next level. What's the process?
That's a great question. Just go to the website as the first place, www, if you want to put that in there, ibgr.network. It's ibgr.network. And it's very easy to navigate around there, whatever it is that you want to do. If you want to grow your business, there's a tab that says start here. Start here and then we'll walk you through what to do. If you want to become a host or a sponsor with us, under the radio tab, there's a drop down and it says join the team. And you have the options to either become a host or become a sponsor, and we'll walk you through it there. You can always contact us, info@ibgr.network, and we can have those conversations. Join one of the events. So many opportunities, so many ways to get involved.
All right. So, Bill, really quickly, so you had said in Africa, Fintech is hot. What are some of the other areas where, you're seeing growth worldwide in specific industries or what's happening out there?
Right now, the hottest industry is fintech. And now when we say financial technology, it's a host of issues. It's cryptocurrency, it is blockchain technology, and the majority of the money is going there right now. Now, it looks different in Europe. It's going in on how do we build it under compliance with, say, the European Central Bank. What's happening in Africa, which is interesting, and is why I'm always interested in Nigeria after spending time there, is the Nigerians are basically working on building private money. In other words, totally outside the banking system, because the reason that people go into crypto right now, there's two things to say about crypto. I don't give investment advice, so leave it there. But a lot of people go into crypto simply because of the inflation destroying the value of the money. Then what happens is that, how do I protect my money? Well, I can't protect it from my government. because they're going to do whatever they do. So they put it in crypto, hoping that they can hold value, like in the old days with gold. The other issue is that regardless of how you feel about crypto as an investment, you're going to have to go to crypto as a transaction. 70% of Africa and India do not have banking accounts. Everything is peer-to-peer transaction. So if you live in Nairobi and you want to buy something, you go down and you give a couple shillings and you get it. Well, if I want to buy something from Lagos, Nigeria, I can't walk next door and go do that. So what they're working on is a lot of peer-to-peer transactions. And the blockchain is a way that that gets done. It's secure, and it's also not penetratable by anybody. So you can't track anything. And of course, with the cryptos, lots of choices. So that is probably the predominant investment in venture capital right now. Africa has gone from 2 unicorns in Nigeria to about 30 in the last 2 years. And a unicorn is a company that is not publicly traded that's been valued at $1 billion. And Nigeria and Kenya are rolling with this. So
Yeah,
that's
if I could
what
cut in
that's
right
what I'm
there
saying.
too. In Germany, there's been quite a few, and we have Joe Menninger, Jorn, who's going to be coming to speak on the German startup scene. He is the founder of Startup Radio and is a scout out there, and he's going to be unpacking what they're calling the Unicorn Factory. On March the 1st, if you're at the start here and you go to events on ibgr.network, you can join our event March 1st at 8 a.m. Eastern time.
Is that the person who had said he has the one of the top show? It's an English speaking.
Yep.
Okay, all right, that's fine. So the what? How do you grow unicorns that big that fast? I mean, all right. So what's the downside to that? That's the that seems like some really crazy, outrageous growth.
It is. I think that the thing, Mike, is that the question you have to ask as a business owner is how many times do you want to go get money? Here's kind of, there's no scientific study on this. I've been here. Here's what I'm going to tell you. If you go for financing 3 times, which would be first time is Series A, Series B is the second time Series C, as the owner, you'll have no ownership left in the company.
Okay.
Now, you may be rich with all the money came in, but basically it's not going to be your company anymore. So the issue with building a unicorn is how long can you go before you have to go out for outside capital. That doesn't mean you don't get loans and things of that nature, because the difference between a loan and getting an investor is the loan, the bank doesn't own anything in the company, you're just going to pay a higher interest rate. But on the other hand, if you get an investor, you're going to have to pay them back the money, and they want a piece of the action. And so the longer you can go without having that, then the better you are. In fact, we've got a model right now that we're using for our company on how to become a unicorn, potentially without going for venture capital, except for the last round.
All right. One of Mike, Bill Eastman, Donna Cundy, you're here with me. Really quickly, I know what time is running down. Let's go down through the days again. So you said Monday is, what is Monday? People Day?
Finance.
Monday's finance. What would a person expect to hear that day? Really quickly.
Everything to do with the financial health of the business. So if it's an early stage show for early stage business, it's all about how to manage cash flow and how to protect it. And if it's in later stages, it's how to build the valuation of the company, I think. What else do you want to add, Bill?
I gotta go.
All right,
Okay.
All righty, good enough. Take care. Thanks, Bill Eastman. Always the best. Thanks for bringing me in this racket. I appreciate it. So Donna, so Tuesday, what is Tuesday?
Tuesday's operations, and it's all about how to build the structure of your business so that you can grow it and have it make sense. Have it make sense not only for you but for other people as well. So it's the operations.
That was sort of Bill's wheelhouse when we were together. That is truly his wheelhouse. Alrighty. So Wednesday.
Wednesday's all about customers, how to acquire new customers, how to keep customers, sales, marketing, all of that piece to your business.
Alrighty, Thursday.
Thursday's People Day. That's today.
Thursday People Day, and people can. What are some of the struggles that you see that across the globe that business owners run into as far as that they need help on People Day?
A lot of what we have talking is leadership and management styles, especially since COVID, where we're doing a lot of remote. hiring and keeping the teams together. So engaging your people. On People Day, we also have a specialist from Australia that talks about dynamic partnerships. So if you're in business with a friend, or if you're in business with a relative or a spouse, how do you navigate and negotiate that? We have a lot on the leadership, as I mentioned. Networking falls under people. How do you build your people? How do you build that around that? And some mindset, some thinking.
What do we get on Friday?
Friday's all owner as executive. It's working in the business and working on the business instead of in the business. It's thinking like the owner of a multi-million-dollar company, even if you're not there yet. You have to start thinking it in order to get there.
All right, we'd like to thank Bill, Donna, for having us on. As I said, you can hear me on International Business Code Radio Saturdays at 10 a.m. Once again, Don, how can people find you guys out there?
ibgr.network. Put the 3 W's in if you want. ibgr.network and start here. You'll get everything you need. There's a 4-step checklist on there. Look for that.
All righty, folks, make sure you'll take a listen out. IBGR Radio Network. They are doing some really great things out there to bring in business on a global perspective, all the way down to our good folks here on ESPN Richmond. I'd like to thank you, Don, and take care.
Thanks,
we'll talk
Mike,
to you
for
soon.
everything.
Thanks now. Take care. Bye-bye.
Take care.